Welcome to Beautifully Rebellious. Tune in as we challenge the status quo, unlock mindset secrets, and inspire you to live outside the box. I'm your host, Erin Burr, and let's dive on in. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of this podcast. We are going the old school route. What is going on with my piece of hair here? So we've got the audio router. We've got my mic. I don't want to touch it because it'll make a sound, but it's right here. And then the video right there, if you're watching, I'm pointing at you. I recorded this entire video, this entire episode, but the audio with the other mic was just not to my liking. And we have been bouncing back and forth with audio since I moved because this is a pretty non-acoustic friendly place and all that. But I love my podcast mic so much so that I'm like, should I just go back to podcasting only on that? But it's cool. It's cool. We're here. We are here. I got my coffee. I want you to go and grab a cup of coffee so that you can sit down with me and we're going to do this together. It is nighttime. This is decaf, so you can do decaf too. Pause this video or podcast audio right now. Go get yourself a drink. It can be a drink if you know what I mean. And then come back and then sit down because we are going to have a little coffee chat or drinks or whatever. We're going to have drinks together. We're going to just talk like BFFs. We're going to get real. We always keep it real, but we're just going to keep it chill and real. All right? So go do that now. All right. You got yours. I got mine. Let's do this. So first things first, if you have not listened or watched last week's episode, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? I promise you, that episode has so much golden wisdom in it. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I listened to the episode twice myself, and I made the episode, but I think it's that good. And I've listened to it twice, and it is still feeding me. I find myself just thinking about the things that I talked about in it. It's a podcast about making yourself the priority of your life. I'm pretty sure it's called Prioritize Yourself, something along those lines. And it is about making yourself the priority of your life, making sure that the people and the things that you allow in your life are aligned with who you are and your values. And also the importance of self-love and why it's so important to make yourself the priority. I go deeper into all of this in that episode. And so I want you to go listen to that episode after you're done with this one. I'm going to try to keep this one down to a short little hangout moment, but no promises. I am a Gemini. We love to talk. But I promise you it is so good, and I think that episode deserves to be listened to. It deserves to be shared. It deserves to have its spotlight moment because I have noticed that so many people across the social media platforms have been talking about this same subject. As soon as I released the episode, I was like, oh, everywhere I look, someone else is along the similar lines of self-love and basically having a moment where they felt like they had lost themselves, that they had compromised who they were for others. And I know it's kind of like that thing like you buy a red car and you see a red car everywhere, but at the same time, I think it's an important subject and that we are really in need of talking about it more and putting a precedence on it. So please go listen to it or watch it and share it with your loved ones because I promise you, we need to love on ourselves more. We need to hear that it's okay, and it isn't just okay, but it is the right thing to do to prioritize ourselves. So that is on your to-do list now. But first, we're going to do this one. We're going to finish this episode. So I don't really have a ton of structure for this episode. I just wanted to talk to you about some things that I've been thinking about. I have told you in the last few episodes, I've had a lot of time to just sit and think about life and ponder. And so I've been thinking a lot. And I just want to share some of the things that I have been thinking about because this is just a fun me to you chit chat kind of situation. Obviously you can't chat back at me, but you can in the comments. So please do drop your your side of this conversation in the comments, and we can go back and forth that way. And then maybe we'll do this again in another episode, and I can actually respond to those comments. But first things first, I've been thinking a lot more about self-love because I've been listening to that episode, and prioritizing my values and how I have spent so much of my life making myself small to make other people feel bigger. And I don't know if it even really made them feel bigger, but it, in my eyes, made them feel bigger or more important or validated in their way of thinking, so that they would want to hang out with me or be around me or have me in their lives. And that came at the expense of myself. I talk about this in the episode from last week. And I was just thinking about it even more, and how I have definitely drawn the line on some relationships that were in my life recently, and how good I feel about that, and how lighter I feel, and how peaceful the action was. I think we often fear that if I cut someone off, it's going to be this big dramatic thing, and you're going to have all this turmoil in you because you're going to feel bad and yada, yada, yada. But honestly, I don't think so. When it's the right move, you'll know. And I made that move a few times in the last couple of weeks, and all I had was complete peace about it. I did not worry about, what if they're not happy? What if they don't like me? What if this? What if that? I was like, cool. I feel so good about this decision that I am not worried about any what ifs. And so I encourage you, if you find yourself in the place where you're like, I'm not sure if I can do it, I'm not sure what if they're going to get mad, if you feel peace about it, just do it. Because in the end, how you feel matters most, because you are the only one who is going to be dealing with you on a regular basis. So you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. But that's where I've been thinking on that one. I'm still pondering all these subjects, but another thing I've been pondering is goals. So much. This is something I've been thinking a lot about because, as you know, I have a goal planner. You can pick it up off Amazon. Link is in the bio, or the show notes, But, so used to saying that for Instagram, but link is in the description below. That's where it is. And I've been using my goal planner now for a couple of weeks, and it's amazing. It is honestly the greatest thing I have created in regards to goals and setting them and working towards achieving them. But also it is the most practical way for me to keep them at the forefront of my mind, but not in a way that I'm obsessed about it or berating myself about not doing certain things. It is a healthy way for me to plan out my goals, to plan out my week on how I'm going to work towards achieving these goals, and to also reflect. And I've been finding myself doing a lot more reflection on how I'm working towards these goals on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's because since I created the planner, I know what's coming up. At the end of the month, we're going to sit down and we're going to evaluate, did I accomplish my goals for the month? What went well, what didn't, and what can I do better next month? And so I think since I know this is coming, I've been doing it every single day, and I absolutely love it. So I find myself most days, not every single day, but most days, just thinking while I'm doing things, what about this is going well? Or why is it I keep struggling to achieve this particular goal? I struggle so hard to go to the gym. And I know it's because I have excuses for it, and also because I need to find a better motivation for it, but also because my job pretty much asks me, it keeps me out of the house for 12 hours a day. From the commute back and forth and the actual job, it's like a 12-hour gig, basically. And so by the time I go home, I got to eat dinner. I got to get ready for bed. I got to wind down. I got to do all that in like 2 hours. And so it's like, I don't want to devote some of that time to working out. But this is where I have gotten to the point of reflecting and asking myself, what isn't working about this goal? And I think just making the goal of work out a minimum 2 times a week is too generic. It's too broad. Like, I feel like I need to put some specifics in there, because then I find myself saying, well, if I do the sauna blanket, is that like working out because I'm sweating? Or if I just do some Pilates in the house, is that good enough because I'm not sweating? Like, first of all, why am I defining a workout as breaking a sweat? But second of all, I think like I'm trying to find loopholes in my own goals. And so it's got me reflecting on my goals and asking myself, how can I refine them? How is this goal working for me? Is this goal, like, what is the point of this goal anyways? What is the ultimate reason I have this goal? And is this particular step towards this goal, I guess, because the ultimate goal is weight loss, but is this particular step a step that I should be having as a goal for this month? I mean, yes, going to the gym 2 times a week, not a big deal. Apparently it is for me, but it's not really. like, I could also just, say 20 minutes of physical activity. Maybe I'll do that for March. And then I will not feel so bad if I'm down here on the floor doing Pilates, and maybe I'm doing some HIIT workouts some of the days. I think I'll just feel better refining that goal I think making it something that isn't something I'm trying to excuse myself out of, but something that I can say, okay, I did the minimum 15 minutes of movement. So yay for me. I didn't have to say it was breaking a sweat or it wasn't an hour in the gym. I did 15 minutes of movement, and then the next month I can add to that. But clearly, 2 times a week is something I'm struggling with right now. So that's what it's got me doing, really thinking through my goals. I highly encourage you, if you are like me and you're struggling like this, get the goal planner. I mean, even if you're not like me and you're like, I'm real good at goals, get the goal planner, because I think it's really great in the sense that it's not just making a goal and then saying, yeah, I got this goal, but it's making a goal and then every single week you sit down and you plan out your week of how you're going to work towards that goal. Like, what are the steps you're going to take? So yes, I do sit down and write down, okay, I'm going to go to the gym on this day and this day because I think I can make it work. It doesn't work out. That's why I need to change the goal. But that's the idea. For my business goal, I do write down, okay, well, like one of my goals for February was 4 reels in the month for Instagram. And so at the beginning, let's just say at the beginning of the week, so today I would do this, I would say, okay, Monday I'm going to record the content, Tuesday I'm going to edit the content and have the draft ready in my Instagram drafts, and then Thursday I'm going to finalize it and post the reel, and bam, 1 reel done. So that's how it works, and that's why I think it's such a great planner. I highly encourage you to get it and use it, because I do think that goals without plans are pretty much just dreams. They're not useless. It's great to have a dream, but all it does is remain a dream unless we start taking action, and it's important that it's aligned action and not just meaningless action. So that's something else I've been thinking about, just my goals, my life. What am I doing? Where am I taking myself? I have been thinking a lot about the business side of things, my podcast, the YouTube. I'm honestly kind of debating too. I had this idea either yesterday or today, maybe today, while driving, that possibly I'm going to cut the podcast episodes down to 2 a month instead of 4 a month. 1, giving myself a little more time to produce it, but 2, because I do want to dabble more again into the YouTube videos that are not the podcast. So I used to do YouTube videos years and years ago, and I really, really enjoyed doing the editing. I just really enjoyed making those, and I want to create more of those, but I'm struggling to create 4 podcast episodes a week, plus YouTube videos, plus reels and everything else. I'm a one-woman show. I've got a lot going on, And so I was thinking maybe cutting the podcast down to 2 episodes per month and then sprinkling in some YouTube videos in there. And it just kind of gives me a little more space to breathe. I'm not sure if this is going to be the plan. I'm a Gemini and a manifesting generator in human design. I am multifaceted to the core, which means I got my hands in many pots. I can switch it up real fast, and I have many interests, basically. And so ideas come all the time, and I just have to sit and think about them and say, okay, is that an idea I want to run with, or is it just an idea? And maybe I'll just test it out and try it out for a couple of months, see if it works, see if I even find myself being able to produce the YouTube videos, and if not, then go back to the podcast ones. You can put your thoughts down in the comments on that. I'm really feeling, though, I'm leaning towards 2 episodes a month for the podcast, and then some YouTube shorts. Not like YouTube shorts, like, the upright, you know what I mean? Some shorter YouTube videos. I do have another thought I've been ruminating on too, mostly today, and it's about money. This one's still a thought in progress, but maybe you can also drop your 2 cents in on this one, guys. This one is so I was thinking about money, and money is like energy, it's the thought is it's treated like an energetic kind of thing. It's something that you attract or repel based on how you act, talk, and think about it. And also, I was taking that to another level and thinking about the value of money. And really, money is just paper or coins or pretend things when we use cards, like an idea, basically. And so I was thinking, really, the value of money is really just the value that we place on it. So for me, I might say spending $5 at Starbucks on a coffee is worth it. And you might be like, heck no, Starbucks is not even that great. And to be honest, I don't think their coffee's amazing, but the experience that I get when I have a good cup of coffee compared to the other cup of coffee I can get at my job, when I have a good warm cup of coffee sitting with me at my desk while I work is the value I'm paying for. And that just, that just shows money is money. Slap a number on it. Sure, this $5 bill is worth $5, but this $5 bill is buying me an experience. It's buying me a peace within my soul kind of feeling. And I think that when we're exchanging our money for goods or services, we're really exchanging it for an experience. We're exchanging it for how we're going to feel from that amazing haircut we get, or how that new outfit's going to make us feel. We're exchanging it for, maybe, I don't know, you buy a boat and you're going to feel real good with your boat. You buy a boat and you take people out on it and you have a bunch of fun memories that are being created. That is the value of the money that you spend. Yes, again, everything has a dollar sign, a numerical amount attached to it, but that numerical amount can mean many different things to many different people. And so, again, I'm still working on this thought and thinking through this more, but it just got me thinking that we look at money in the wrong kind of way. We look at the money itself as the thing to prize, to be oh my gosh, I've got these dollar bills, oh look at me. And it's not that at all. It's what we are getting with that money, or what we are offering in exchange for the money, if you're giving a service or a good. And it's about that experience, or the value of whatever it is, the value that you are placing on it. That determines what your money is worth. So drop your comments in the comments, drop your thoughts in the comments about this idea, and you can elaborate on it. We can create a discussion about it, because I would really like to hear other people's thoughts about this. It just got me thinking, and I want to get you thinking. So that's what I've got. I'm going to finish my coffee right here, and I'm going to do a little bit of editing, and I actually have a little a long to-do list right here of things I need to do because I want to prep myself for success for tomorrow, which is work. I got work tomorrow. So it was really fun, guys. I enjoyed doing this little coffee chat moment, getting drinks with you. Let's do it again sometime soon, okay? And go listen to that podcast. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's called Prioritize Yourself. It's from last week. It's going to change your life, and then go share it with somebody else because we want to change their lives too. We want everyone to be happy and to prioritize themselves. So go do that. I'm going to go do this stuff, which is editing, and we're all going to have an amazing week. All right, guys. Bye.